What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and welcome back to the Armory.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, the Armory is a faith-based podcast where we'll be talking about leadership and various traits that go along with it. And today, we're going to be talking about self-discipline and procrastination.
Let's get into it.
Let's not.
Nope.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Thank you for watching the podcast. Hope you all have a great day. And all right.
We're not actually done.
Oh, darn it.
We
I
still
thought
have
we
a
were.
whole episode to
Dude, but
record.
we just talked to them.
Ah, dude, but that's not all we say.
God, you're an idiot, Josh. This is why why do I keep you around anymore?
I quit.
Well, I quit first.
I quit life.
I quit second.
Damn it.
Yes. Anyways, let's get into it, guys.
Let's.
All right. So today we're talking about, what was that again? Say it one more time, Josh.
Self-discipline and procrastination.
Yes.
You see a lot of it these days. It's very relatable. Very easy to fall victim to procrastination. Very hard to get good self-discipline.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Been
tough
there,
one.
done that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little trap that you could get stuck in, and very hard to get out. I will say that.
And it ties into even our last episode with the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And, being the one person, being disciplined enough to not,
Yeah.
everything we'll ever talk about is all going to find a way to tie into each other because they really all fall under the category of leadership, right?
And life.
Hey, right here. Right there. Yep, that's it. All right, let's actually get talking about it.
Yeah.
What is the problem, Josh?
The problem, kids these days, and it's not even kids. It's not even just kids. Kids, adults, your mom maybe, your dad maybe.
Grandpa,
I'm not saying you guys have bad parents.
Mimi and Poo Poo and
and Sheenie and Mimi and
Pop Pop
and Magoo and
Pee Pee. Going to my Mimi's house today.
Oh, side note, is it aunt or aunt? That's question of the day.
Question of the day. That's a very controversial one there.
Yeah.
The correct answer, if you want to be correct, you would say aunt.
Yeah, not aunt.
It'd be your aunt, not your aunt.
Your aunt.
Right, like
Syrup or syrup?
Real question of the day.
That's even more.
All right, so we've actually changed our podcast
to how do you say different shit?
Yeah, and we're gonna go based off that. And a side note, let's actually start a podcast where we rank items.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Shout out
I
Zeke.
like it. Z shiz, let's go. Come on.
But correct me if I'm wrong, which I know you won't. This is the argument I always use. A gay guy, if you picture a gay guy,
Okay.
is he saying syrup or is he saying syrup?
Oh, he's saying syrup.
Syrup.
He's saying
Pass me that syrup.
Yeah. So if you say syrup, you're weird.
Exactly.
Probably a little,
Still in the closet.
Right. Haven't made
Partially.
your way out yet.
Right. But yeah. So our actual podcast back to.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a
Yeah.
little slow intervention there.
Yeah, side quest.
Right.
But yeah, self-discipline, procrastination, like I said, very easy trap to fall into procrastination. My whole life I've fallen victim to it on some level. I've worked very hard to fix it now. Excuse me. Even though I struggle less with it now than I used to, but it's still a battle. I still fall victim to it every once in a while. But it's definitely a very, very common thing, and most young people don't have it. And if you do, then hell yeah.
Yeah, that's just by having some sort of discipline, you've already separated yourself from a whole lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You're already like here, and everyone's here, and you might only be here, but at least you're here, and they're still there. You've already separated in some way. So discipline is such a powerful thing that is very hard to get. It's a virtue, right?
I don't know.
Is virtue where you have to learn it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, this one's a virtue.
Define our terms.
Yes.
It is, in terms of success, it is a must. It is either you have it and you're successful, or you don't have it and you're not successful. Not saying that all disciplined people are wildly successful financially, but I mean, I guess that defines successful. You be successful in the gym because of discipline. I mean,
Yeah.
discipline's really the only way. I mean, nobody in the history of the world has ever wanted to go to the gym every single day.
No,
Nobody.
hell no, especially not me.
Yeah.
I do. I go 5 to 6 days a week, but I'd say half of those days I just do not want to go.
Yeah.
No part of me wants to be there, and I push through.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to fall victim to like, oh man, shit, I'm tired, bro. Like,
I'll go tomorrow.
I'll go tomorrow. Like, yeah, I'll take a rest day. I got 5 hours of sleep last night. I'm not feeling my best.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
One day off the gym. What's that gonna be?
yeah, one day.
Just one.
I'll be right back in tomorrow. And then how many just 1 days are you racking up?
Right. Then you have a month of 1 days, and it's like, well, holy shit.
And if it's, oh, well, I'm going to take today off the gym, what else are you going to take off? What else are you going to not do? What else are you going to press pause on for your development? I mean, it's a recipe for disaster, if you will.
It's epidemic.
It's it's that.
Non-discipline's an epidemic.
Yeah, it sure is.
Anyways.
But yeah, that's kind of the big problem is, I mean, you see it in the workplace, you see it at home, you see it when you go to the store. I mean it's really everywhere, which is unfortunate. But hey, you watching this could break that.
Be the one.
Be the one, the black wolf.
Be the black wolf. Everyone's here. This is you right here by yourself, setting
Yeah.
yourself aside or apart from them, whatever.
Seriously, I mean, that would actually do that.
Dude, absolutely. I didn't actually learn what discipline was until about 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I probably had like no discipline whatsoever in any aspect of my life until 5 months ago. Ever. Like 17, almost 18 years old now, I did not have any sort of discipline.
Yeah.
So discipline is hard.
Yeah, I was just about to say that actually. Discipline is hard. Discipline is something you learn. A virtue.
It's a virtue.
It's
Yes.
it's I was listening to a Jocko Willink podcast the other day.
Great guy.
Yeah, great podcast.
Yeah.
But I think we were talking about this great podcast voice Jocko's got.
Oh gosh, yeah, he is just something.
To freaking die for that voice, man. I was listening to his podcast the other day.
He likes to get up in the mic like this.
He sure does.
Tell you what
Tilt his head down and look at you like this.
and give you the angry eyes.
Yeah.
Tell you what the hell you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, go.
But I was watching his podcast, and he was talking about, I think this is a pretty old one, but he was talking about how one morning he kind of had a pretty solid morning. He was wherever, living on a beach. Oh, excuse me. He woke up early, went to the gym, surfed, and then after that he did a jujitsu workout with some of his friends. And he went and posted on Instagram after, just a couple pictures from it. His caption saying like, oh, had a great morning, did this, and this. And he was talking about how after he saw it, after he posted it, the top comment was like, must be nice. And he was just like, man, that just made me feel terrible. Like, am I like, it's not my intent to like rub it in people's faces. And if that's what I'm doing, like, hey, maybe I better like take my foot off the gas with this Instagram stuff, like just chill. And then he said he went back and looked at that comment after it kind of like got more and more people replied to it. He went back, and the first person that replied to it was like, he said one simple sentence. It was, discipline equals freedom. Basically saying
He worked hard
like,
for what he's got.
He worked hard, and now he's enjoying it.
Right.
He's still working hard, by the way. He didn't just work hard for a while. Now he's just chilling. Like, he still got up early. He still went to the gym. He did surf, which is pretty awesome. I wish I knew how to surf. But
yeah, dude.
And then he did a jiu-jitsu workout with his friends. I mean, he's bettering himself. He's doing, I mean, he's still doing all the stuff he was doing, but now he's just enjoying it on a beach and surfing between them. And he probably had a good bit of free time. But I would kind of, I mean, two pretty easy ways to define the benefits of discipline, or I guess the benefits of discipline are financial freedom, which, I mean, I think we can all agree everybody wants financial freedom, and if you don't, what the hell's wrong with you?
Right.
And then free time. Everyone wants a lot of free time. Like, hey, they don't have to work for a little bit. You know, they can work a little bit today, not have to worry about, you know, being broke because you're not working,
paying the bills, getting food on the table, right?
Exactly. So I mean, everybody wants financial freedom. Everybody wants free time, and a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And really, the only recipe for that is discipline.
Yeah.
Unless you were born into a lot of money and don't have to work, but it's a very rare exception.
And in that case, you probably struggling on the discipline aspect.
You probably are. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, whether you like it or not, discipline's going to separate you from everyone. So you can have all the money you want. Without discipline, you're nothing. Right?
Yeah. How many other areas of your life are you probably going to suffer in if you're in that boat?
Yep. Exactly. You're not learning all those lessons.
Yeah. What I was looking at the same thing as you. What causes lack of discipline and procrastination?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of aspects, but here's one of the biggest procrastinations is social media.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So social media is a big problem unless you're watching the Armory. Then listen, you procrastinate all as much as you want.
Yeah.
If you're watching the Armory,
then
that's okay.
Then it's okay.
Your priorities are second to the Armory. And
Right.
I'm just kidding. No, whatever your priorities are always come first.
Right.
Armory second, but the Armory should be on that list. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Harder to deny.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways. Anyways, social media. Social media has become the biggest cause of procrastination. Reason being is because it's taking the human attention span from whatever to 10 seconds now.
Yeah,
our attention span is literally 10 seconds. That's scientifically proven now. Because you watch a video and you scroll.
Yeah.
And you scroll and you scroll and you scroll because you cannot pay attention to it for that long, which is why you have to have discipline to watch a whole podcast. All right.
You sure do.
Because your attention span's going to tell you, okay, I'm getting bored. So you have to be disciplined enough to be like, no, I'm going to finish what I started.
Yep.
But
yeah, that, and you're looking for that dopamine hit. That's what scrolling on TikTok or whatever.
Yep, jerking
Instagram
off,
reels,
all that bullshit.
All that self pleasure.
Yeah,
it's what your flesh wants. It's not what your mind and soul want.
Sure, shit ain't what Jesus wanted.
Hell no. But yeah, that's definitely a big one. I was listening to another podcast. This is some random guy. I just saw it on my recommended, so I was like, oh, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
And he was talking about I totally just lost my train of thought. God. He was talking about shit.
I did that the other day, or last podcast.
Oh yeah, you did. Fuck, you gave it to me. Oh damn it! All right, I'll probably remember it a little bit. Yeah.
Well, so Josh had come across this podcast, and he's some random guy. He was just scrolling, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this," and then the guy was saying something about. Anyway, so
yeah. Anyways, good story.
I was also scrolling on TikTok, looking for my dopamine hits, and I was watching that Mason. What's that guy? Something Ramsey. Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Great guy. It's so we're actually going to structure our podcast on the Dave Ramsey. So I'm going to pretend to be a caller. You're going to be Dave Ramsey, okay? Hey, Dave. I'm calling about my $10 million in debt.
You said how much?
$10 million.
$10 million?
How you doing today, by the way?
What in the world? You know what? better than I deserve.
Better than I deserve. God, I freaking love that, dude.
It's fantastic.
So funny. No, but back on track because we're whatever, we're messing around. But wow, that's probably really loud. Dude, the freaking like watching kids, like especially being in school and like every kid's like scrolling and they're scrolling and just watching like these kids scroll their lives away. And you know how much time that you waste on average on social media and just scrolling like that? I have no idea, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, no specific number, but you remember the other day, or maybe a couple weeks ago now, but when we were at a Bible study and we were all like, yo, what's like our daily like average screen time or like for the week or for whatever. I forget how it's set up because I never really look at it, but people were just like 8-9 hours on like
TikTok,
Instagram or TikTok. Yeah. And Snapchat. It's like, dude.
These are our friends, like our friend group. And
yeah, I mean, a little bit of us too.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong.
No, I mine's not as bad as it used to be. Like take me 5 months ago. Oh, it was horrible. It was really bad. But now I've like I don't know. I don't really get much dopamine from scrolling anymore, and I don't really get the dopamine hits. And my attention span's gotten a lot better because I've learned discipline in the last 5 months, and I've was able to overcome like the need for those dopamine hits, and not jerking off anymore, and all that good stuff. I mean, it changes the way that your mind thinks, and my mind is thinking a completely different way, and scrolling just doesn't really do it for me anymore. And what actually gives me the dopamine now is like reading the Bible or like praying or like stuff like that involves growing my relationship with Jesus. I get like dopamine hits from that. I would have never gotten before because I got all mine from freaking TikTok and jerking off and all that. And like when you change your ways and you change the way you think, your brain starts to because your brain's poisoned already. So when you get those things out of your life and you stop like relying on them for dopamine and whatever, you start learning some discipline, like your brain starts to change the way it thinks. And like mine is completely, I don't even know if I've talked to you about this as much as like I think about it, but like I just do not like. I'll sit there and I'll scroll and I'm like, dude, these videos suck. These videos are actually horrible. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching like guys post about like, I don't know, like I just want this. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Be a man, bro. Like, ask for Jesus, he'll give you anything you want. Whatever. Like I just want someone who loves me. Yeah, to an extent, right? But like, I was just kind of exaggerating that. But but like I just want people to stop this. It's like, dude, what are you doing? So I don't really watch TikTok as much anymore, and I don't really scroll and like for the dopamine hits anymore. But I didn't used to be that way. I was able to teach myself self-discipline, and there's a lot of aspects that go into that, but which I can get into. But I don't know if you.
Yeah, this is a little bit. I'm not quite as perfect as you. Not actually. But basically, I've been struggling a little bit with actually that you don't struggle with anymore. So I've been struggling with just like chilling on my phone. It gets to be 10, 11, 12 at night, and I'm still fucking scrolling, and I'm just like, dude, it's bad. And a little while ago, very recently, like I'm getting out of it now, but like I wasn't really going to the gym, wasn't reading my Bible like I should, right. all that good stuff. And so one night I kind of had this realization, that like
my brother's better than me. I can't let this happen.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what happened?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
And Jesus had came to me in a dream and he had said, your brother's better than you, damn it.
And he told me to lock in. And I was like,
and there he is.
And I'm like, shit. Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. No, but so what I did was, and there was definitely some Jesus involved. Funny you say that. I just could not sleep. I mean, anybody that knows me maybe knows that there's never been a day that I don't struggle to sleep. Like I could fall asleep, not quite anywhere, but like if I'm in my bed, I can fall asleep any time of the day. I could fall asleep, like going to bed early is no problem for me. Like I could sleep for a long time. Yeah. So I never really have a problem sleeping. But that night that I was kind of thinking about all that, my mind was just racing. Just like I couldn't even close my eyes and relax. Like my eyes were open. I was like looking around my room, and I'm like, all this stuff just like racing like through my head. And I'm like, dude, all right, I need to like do something about it. So I turn my lights back on, and I get my journal out. For those of you, I don't know if I've talked about it on a podcast, but I journal every once in a while. It's a good thing to do, just to write down kind of what's going through your head. That way you can kind of look back in the future. In the future, you can look back and kind of see, where I was, or I can see where I was like mentally or whatever, and where my goals were at that time and how they've progressed now. Anyways, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to it. But I pulled out my journal, and what I did was I wrote down all of the areas I feel like I'm failing. So I was like, man, I'm not on a good, consistent gym schedule. I'm not reading my Bible even daily. Like, it's like once or twice a week, maybe, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few other things. I'm not gonna list them all. I don't really remember them all exactly. But I wrote all of them out. And I just sat there. I'm like, dude, like, what kind of piece of shit am I? Like, wow. Like, why am I doing all this? So I'm like, all right, this is gonna change, because like, fuck that. So I wrote out a list, like a little to-do list, and actually I have it on my phone. It's I took a little picture of it, but I made a little to-do list, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna stick to this every single day. And once I tell you this first part, or I mean, it's not quite the first part, but one of these parts, you're gonna look at me like, oh, fuck you, like I already knew that. But I wrote a list of what I want to do every single day to break myself of all these bad habits. So it was read the Bible every day, at least one chapter, which is obviously what I just said. And a little backstory before I say the second one. I am in this terrible habit. I've always had a good habit of praying at night, but recently I've been in this terrible habit of laying down when I pray. So I'm just like, I like lay down because it's comfortable. Like, I want to lay down under my...
I lay down when I pray.
Do you?
Yeah, is that bad?
Anyways, I mean, it's not bad. It just depends on... I'll tell you why it's bad for me.
Okay.
Because I found that every time I would lay down and pray...
Fall asleep.
Yep,
I do that one too.
Mid-prayer. And I'm like, dude... Because I always will fall back on like, oh man, well, at least I pray at night. Like, yeah, I might not be consistent with my Bible, whatever, but I pray every night and sometimes every day and night. It just depends, but every single night for sure. And I kind of got into this cycle of just falling asleep every single night mid-prayer. And so I'm like, all right, the second thing on my list is I'm going to sit up while I pray.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems stupid, but that way I can actually like really talk to God. Because I mean, I feel like I don't actually talk to God when I sit there and I'm like half asleep, just like, oh, thanks God for this.
Yeah.
Then just pass out. Like, am I really like talking to God when I do that? Am I really like praying how I should? And I don't think I am. So that's on there. I have go to the gym 5 days a week. I could do 6, but going from like 1 or 2 or 3 maybe to like 6 is kind of a lot. So I'm doing 5 for now, and then I'll work my way to 6. So go to the gym 5 days a week. Get on a better sleep schedule. So I want to be in bed by 11, wake up by 7 or 8 every morning. That's either 8 or 9 hours, depending on whatever. And then here's where you're gonna laugh at me. Wear my retainer.
Golly.
Yeah. I mean, it's something as little as that just bugs the shit out of me.
It was discipline too.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Well, all this is discipline. The lack of all this.
I want you guys to know that I wear my retainer every single night. I probably have gone a total of 5 nights since I got my brace off, and I've almost had my braces off for a year. So
yeah, it's just like, oh man, well,
you ain't shit, buddy.
The bathroom's upstairs, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to go all the way up there. I'm tired, so I just go to bed. But that's on there. My spending habits. I'm spending a lot of money, so I'm kind of backing that down a little bit. And then I have listen or read something every single day for self-development. So I'm listening to a podcast. It's kind of like my thing now. So I'm listening to a few podcasts every day, or every day I listen to some of a few podcasts. And And then the last thing was my car and my room being clean. Because, like, that's another thing that, like, is easy for me to just, like, push off. Is like, oh, well, my room's dirty, my car's dirty. Like, shit, like, I don't want to fucking clean it. Like, who wants to sit there and, like, clean their room, even though it doesn't take that long?
Yeah.
So I have that. So I have that every single day. My car and my room will be clean. That's like my list right now. So I had all these thoughts, and, like, I was in all these bad habits. And then I wrote them down, so I visualized it. And writing things down is such a good thing to do.
I do not do that.
Good or bad. Like writing your goals, per se. Yeah. Very, very good thing to do. And then I wrote down a solution. So like I had to break all this. And once I get into more of a habit, it'll be easier. Right now I'm kind of fighting it a little bit. But once I get into a habit and get some momentum going, it'll be good. It'll put me in the spot where I want to be.
Yeah.
Which is good. That was my little story.
I like it.
Turned out to be less little.
I like it. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, that was. I mean, you're kind of in this where I was 5 months ago, and my story is so crazy and different. But
Indifferent.
My discipline journey. But when was this? When was this like night you?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
A week ago, maybe. I don't remember. I just went to Savannah. I feel like my days are out of. What time? What day is the picture taken? Week ago from today, last Wednesday.
Oh, so about 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
I couldn't remember.
No, good job. That's good for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing something because I've been thinking, I'm like, what the hell is he doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like
Not
that
shit is what I'm
Dude,
doing.
I'm like, that boy's not locked in. Like,
Yeah.
I go to the gym every day. And I'm like, this guy, I never see him at the gym. Doesn't go. So I'm glad that you finally doing something about it. Locking back in, getting huge.
Got to, bro.
Dude, I think in case you're like, I guess, oh, dude, I hate this thing turned off. But let's go to how to solve the problem. Because, like, dude, I think, like, to get discipline and, procrastination, I think you have to be able, like, the counter for it is discipline. Like, I think they kind of opposite each other, in a way. Because, like, you procrastinate. How do you stop procrastinating? You just stop? No. You put in habits and routines, and you keep those going to not procrastinate. And to keep that up, you need to have discipline, whatever. So, one of the biggest things, dude, is start going to the gym. Like, that's like the easiest thing you can do to start teaching yourself discipline.
And you know what I would say even before that? Wake up early.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Not
I'm the
5.
most...
I don't mean 5 8. He doesn't mean 5
Yeah,
a.m.
not like 4 or 5 a.m.
I think that's crazy. I don't do
Wake
that.
up 7 or 8. Don't sleep till 10, 11, 12. I mean, the kids that go to school don't really have a choice.
Right. But like weekends, like, oh, it's my one day to sleep in. Don't sleep in.
Yeah.
Don't be in a habit of sleeping in. Be in a habit of going to bed earlier, which is the biggest part of this one. So let's get sleep schedule as a whole. Because, I mean, you can't wake up if you're going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning. You can't wake up at 6, 7 because you just don't have enough sleep to operate. So,
and hey,
to be healthy.
Fun things happen at night. Not really, but it's almost like what your mind tricks you into believing.
Yep.
Like, man, I'm gonna like miss the reels that I would usually get, or the TikToks I would usually get, or I'm not gonna be able to Snapchat the people I would usually be able to Snapchat.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody.
Yeah.
You gotta freaking lock in. You gotta lock in. And you gotta go to the gym, and you gotta get your sleep schedule done. So, I don't have time for the gym. Bullshit. You don't have time for something. You can't be disciplined because you don't have the time to do whatever you need to do. Go on your phone. Go on your screen time. Super easy. It gives you a whole breakdown of what you've done in your whole week, and go look at your hours. Yeah, I spent 3 hours on TikTok. That's 3 hours you could have been in the gym,
or one of those hours you could have been in the gym.
Right.
You can get a solid workout in
an hour.
Yeah.
Yep. That's 1 hour you could have been gym. That's another hour you could have been self-developing yourself.
Yep.
But instead, you were scrolling your life
even
away.
if you feel like if you really do enjoy like being on social media, save that last hour for that. I mean, that's still an hour of scrolling on TikTok. If I told you, almost 8 right now.
Yeah.
If I told you from right now until 9 o'clock, like you could just like scroll, you'd be like, well, damn, that's way too much fucking time to scroll.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get bored before that. Like it's just like you just do it. Like you do it.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, you do it. Then you put it down and you'll start doing a little bit of other stuff. And then it's like your brain will have that desire for dopamine. And I just realized I wasn't talking to the mic. Your brain will have that desire for dopamine and be like subconsciously, like you said, just pull out your phone, start scrolling. It's
I do
crazy.
It I actually kind of do that all the time, and not as much anymore. But like that's something I would do all the time. And like for those of y'all who are in school, and like you're in high school, and you're like, dude, I watch TikTok. I'm not learning anything from the teacher. Like that's fair. But could you be watching TikTok, or could you be watching a podcast? Could you be reading a book or listening to an audiobook even? Let's say you don't want to sit there and you don't want to read it. Listen to an audiobook. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like instead of scrolling, be watching a podcast, because you can watch a podcast and listen to it at the same time, whatever. Like you can still watch something, so you're still doing something while you're in school. You don't have to wait till you get home, because I know most of y'all, I mean, I've been in public school. I've seen I watch kids. I've done it myself, where it's like, dude, you're not watching the teacher. Who gives a fuck about the teacher unless she's makes you put your phone up or whatever. You have your phone. You're gonna be on your phone no matter what's going on. So if you're on your phone and you're sitting there and you're scrolling away, you could be using that time to be productive. And that a lot of your screen time on TikTok and Reels and stuff could come from that, but or it could come from you just wasting time in school, which is fair. Like if you don't think you're gonna get anything out of it and you're still, passing and all that, that's fine. But try to use some of that time to better yourself in some way. Read your Bible, whatever you need to do. You can do in school. You don't have to wait till you get home. And then that other extra hour, once you get home, go to the gym.
Yeah, and if anybody needs a wake up call, just think about it. You sit there and you scroll at school all day, and then you go home. You fucking scroll some more or do some other bullshit that's not going to better yourself. Maybe go out and drink that night, whatever. Newsflash, you're just like everybody else.
Yep, you're no different.
You are nothing special. Go get your 9 to 5, make average money, have an average family.
The American dream, what I said on the last one.
Be average. I mean, that's what you're trending towards. I mean, people that don't have discipline are able to at least achieve average. But if average is all you're good with, all you're okay with, like, oh man, I'm all set. At least I can be average, then
get the fuck off this podcast. We do not want you.
Or maybe keep listening.
Yep, keep listening, learn something, but you are weak. What's yours? You're weak.
Yeah.
You're a weak little boy.
Not that you'll be weak forever.
No. You're never bound to anything. You're never bound to be disciplined forever. It goes both ways. You're never bound to be a loser forever.
Exactly.
You can change, but if that's what your mindset is now, like, dude, average is okay, man. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a 9 to 5 job and whatever. Sure. That's fine. But you ain't shit.
Yeah.
You're nothing.
I actually remembered what I had lost earlier.
Hey.
So basically, it was this random guy's podcast, and he was talking. I think he saw a tweet or something like that was like, "Hey man, like you always talk about discipline, but like I really don't appreciate how you really don't touch on when somebody like grows up in a totally undisciplined environment with undisciplined parents, whatever." And he's like, I really don't appreciate that. Like, why don't you ever talk about what to do if you're in that situation? And he was like, well, I mean, the reason I haven't talked about that is because it doesn't matter. Like, you don't inherit discipline.
Yep.
Like, just like you could have the most disciplined mom, the most disciplined dad, even have like the most disciplined like childhood best friend growing up. That does not guarantee that you will be as well.
Yeah.
It's not something you inherit. Of course, being around it helps. But
it motivates you, but
yeah, it motivates
dude, it's all you.
But it comes from within. It comes from inside you. It comes from you kind of dedicating yourself, you setting a goal and you pursuing that goal. I mean, it's in you saying fuck excuses. Right. So
Jocko says that.
What?
Fuck excuses.
Yeah. Exactly. See? Jocko, great guy.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah. Fuck excuses.
Yeah, no,
But,
the world doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't care that I had a hard life, or my mom hit me, or my dad hit me. Dude, the world doesn't give a fuck. Like, dude, I'm sorry. That sucks.
It really does suck.
It really does.
And it sucks that the world doesn't give a fuck about it. But that's just the reality.
Yeah, it's reality. You can't. Oh god. Oh, wow. We can't sit here and lie to you and tell you that the world cares, because they don't. They do not care.
Unfortunately, not.
You gotta get better. You gotta grow. You gotta be disciplined. You have to be disciplined if you want to make it somewhere in this world. And to even tie this into the leadership aspect, which, golly, bro.
Stan Milani.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, don't be fooled by our Dunkin' cups. That is not coffee. That is Alani in a Dunkin' cup.
But like I said, it's 8 o'clock at night, so we don't want a whole fucking 200 milligram energy
So we
drink.
split one and put it in our Dunkin' cups. Yes.
Good call. Good call.
Good call right there. Yeah, so to tie this into leadership, which, like I said, the whole podcast is about leadership. You can't be a leader if you're not disciplined. One of the biggest traits in a leader is discipline.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't try to tell people what to do if you can't do it yourself.
Oh, exactly.
Like, you can't, or not tell people what to do, but you know what I mean. You can't influence people. You can't say, "Hey, this is what you need to be doing," and then do something else.
Yeah.
Like, be doing not that. Like, you can't say, "Hey, reading your Bible is good. Like, you need to read your Bible, and you got to get closer to Christ, and this, and that." And then they look at you and they're like, you don't read your Bible. You read it once a week, and you're not praying like that. I don't see you actively working on your relationship with Christ.
Yep.
Then you have no credibility.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
there's no credibility there. So you have to have the credibility in order to be a leader and to lead other people. People have to know that, like, this guy knows what he's doing, because I see it in his everyday life, and I want to be like
exactly,
him. You gotta model what you want
Yeah,
to look
because
like.
I mean, put yourself in their shoes. Like, you look at this guy, he's telling you what to do, but shit, he doesn't even do it himself. Why the hell should I listen to him?
Why would I do that if he doesn't even do it?
Exactly.
Like, he's messing with me,
Yeah.
So discipline's probably the biggest. I mean, influence and discipline are the two biggest things in leadership. That
Yeah.
we'll get into that a different day, the influence part. But yeah, dude.
I think it starts with, you have to set a goal, because you can be disciplined in individual areas, sure, but you have to be disciplined in pursuit of something. So going to the gym, we're in pursuit of a better physique.
Right.
So I mean, if going to the gym did nothing, and there would be no reason to be disciplined.
Right.
It does good for you. It's just hard work. So you have to set a goal. A couple other things I've found to be helpful, because like I said, I used to struggle a lot with procrastination, still do a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as I did. But what I had to do in high school was I had to literally set a timer. That's what I would do. So I would say, dude, I have 2 papers due this week. I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to get as much of it done in 1 hour as I can. And so that's when I would turn a little bit of music on in the background, nothing with lyrics, just whatever.
Instrumental jazz.
Yeah, jazz. I know it's coming. No. But yeah, so I would set a timer, and I'd be like, dude, I just gotta go for an hour. That's all I'm asking myself to do. And the level of productiveness that I would feel during that, and the amount of work I would get done, is just unbelievable. So I found out that is just such a great way. Start a timer. Another thing is, I know I kind of just told the story where I made a list of things I'm going to do daily. Yes, that's great, but also an individual to-do list for that day. So if you have if you have limited time, you're doing a bunch of this stuff, you're doing a bunch of stuff in the morning, and then you have a little bit of time. I want to get this done. I want to go to the gym. I want to do this all today, all at some time before I go to bed, and maybe even schedule it. Hey, around 3 o'clock, I'm going to do this. and I'm going to get this done. And I wouldn't schedule everything so tight because you need room for error. I mean, not everything's going to go.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
Jocko was saying that on the podcast I was listening to, the one we were listening to the other day. It's like there's actually what you said. You can't put it all in one thing. So you need to have time for like a unexpected phone call, or like something comes up and you have to go somewhere. Like something like you have to have time in preparation for those things, so you can still get your stuff done, and you don't have an excuse of, well, this came up.
Yeah.
You have like the time built into your schedule that you can use. It's like,
Yeah, it's like leaving earlier than you should. Shout out Dad. He'd be preaching that.
That's right.
But what happens if you make a wrong turn or run into unexpected traffic or something? I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. So, I mean, you got to give yourself time.
Right.
But, yeah, those two things, coupled with making a goal, is just, I feel like that's a great way to get going. And you have to make goals in life, like just in general.
Right.
But being disciplined to follow those goals. And it helps when you want it. So, but actually a Bible verse I had, I only have a couple today. I don't have as many as last time. But it's Hebrews 12:11. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields peaceful faith of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So it's basically saying, in the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it'll become peaceful fruit, is what it says. Peaceful fruit of righteousness.
Right. It's hard at first, but it pays off.
But exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going to go down a hard road, but the rewards are worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the road is.
And I always think this, and then I heard Jocko. We listen to other podcasts besides Jocko. I promise. But
Jocko's big discipline guy, and so
yeah. But I heard Jocko say, "Oh, sure, I'm not in the mic." I heard Jocko say the other day, that. Oh, dude, I lost my train of thought again. Damn it, I get off on these little tangents, and then I lose what I was going to say originally. Oh, well, I'll find it later. But yeah, what's the result of good discipline? What would you say?
freedom.
Yeah.
Which I think what we were saying earlier, like when you were telling the story about just Jocko, right?
Probably.
Was it the surfing?
Oh, yeah.
That was Jocko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that. Like you get discipline equals freedom. Is that not what it said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom. You get freedom from discipline. Like not necessarily at first, but like you becoming a disciplined person and getting all your shit done, like eventually it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
And over time, because over time, like routines are going to go down the drain, and then it's going to be up to your discipline. Like you're going to have your routine and you're not going to want to do it, but you're going to have the discipline to do it anyways.
Yep.
And so by keeping that, it's going to pay off eventually.
Yeah.
In the gym, especially, is a great example because, like, who do you know that goes to the gym consistently and eats right and eats their protein and does not get any bigger or stronger? Have you ever heard of that ever happening?
No.
No. Let's see. Jake, Mike, Bill, Steve, and Jeff. You know they no, but yeah, it's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
Right. Same. It goes with every aspect of discipline, not just the gym. Like consistency is gonna pay off eventually, and you have to have discipline to have that consistency.
Yeah, no doubt.
And one of the greatest ways to start is the gym. I feel like that is the best way to put your foot in the door to get into the room of discipline.
Yeah, because I mean it's hard work.
Yeah.
So it's hard work with a guaranteed benefit, even though it might seem hard at first.
Yeah.
If you do what you're supposed to do, it's hard work with a guaranteed benefit. I mean, you're gonna get in shape.
You're going to, no matter what. You and every man should go to the gym.
Yeah.
Every single man should go to the gym. Like,
Moral obligation. I guess.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's moral. I guess it's moral. Kind of.
It is. It's biblical obligation almost because like the man is supposed to be big and strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're supposed to be able to defend the house and do what you need to, and you got to be big and strong to do that. If you're a little pussy twig, you're not doing shit. I'm sorry.
Well, if
Someone
you're-
breaks in the house, you ain't doing
Exactly.
shit.
If you're a little bitch and you're not strong, you're not big, whatever. There's other people that are. There's other people that can whoop your ass.
And so then you have nothing.
Then you don't
on
stand
anyone.
a chance.
Nothing. You are nothing if
Yeah.
you're small.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it also ties into what I said earlier is like financial freedom and free time. Like those are also like what I said. I guess I said that after the story I told, but it's like those are just two things that everybody can agree is something that they want, something desirable. Like I want to be able to do whatever with my time. I don't want to have to get up early and go to work.
Right.
Like and work all day until dinner time. I come home and eat dinner and then I go to bed and do it again. Like nobody wants to do that. But you stay disciplined, that way one day you can do that.
Right.
And the more disciplined you are, the closer that day is.
Right.
But yeah, we're at a nice 46 minutes now, roughly.
Something
So,
like.
we'll wrap it up. I actually have one more Bible verse. It's a little shorter one, but it's from Proverbs. It's Proverbs 25, verse 28. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. It says self-control, but swap that for discipline. Almost not even swap that. I mean, it kind of goes, it's kind of like the same
They
thing.
coexist.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like a man without discipline is like a city broken into and left without walls. I mean, it's just basically it's the Bible saying that you're a shit show if you don't have discipline.
You're weak. Because a city cannot. It's harder to attack a city if there's walls built up and there's defenses built up. But without the discipline built up in your life, you have nothing. You're just a guy sitting here with no protection, no wall, no nothing.
Yep.
And that's basically what it's saying.
Yep. So I mean, it's just there's evidence, and to be honest, this is this is what I was gonna say. It just came back. I was about to say it again. Everybody knows this. I heard Jocko say this the other day. Everybody knows what they're doing and what they're not doing. Everybody knows what they need to be disciplined with and what they need to start doing or they need to stop doing. Everybody knows what that is. It's just not a lot of people actually act on it.
Yeah, they don't want to put in the work because
Yeah.
they're lazy, and you procrastinate, and your attention span sucks. So now you're just a lazy little shit who sits and scrolls on TikTok and goes to school and whatever, all that bullshit. So
Yeah, and you know it, by the way.
Yeah.
You know when you're doing it.
yes, especially when you get called out by us like that.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like we're all born with this moral. I want to say moral compass, but almost like this drive. I feel like maybe that's a better word for it. Like this internal drive,
Desire.
maybe, to be great, but
We all want to be great,
yeah,
but that does not mean everyone wants to put in the work to be great.
yeah, exactly.
And the people who put in the work are the people that are here when everyone else is here. You have put yourself above those people. And, I mean, dude, it's time to wake up, bro. I mean, in this generation, it's time to wake up. Like, men are not men anymore. It's time to be a fucking man.
Yeah,
Like, get out of bed. Like, don't snooze your fucking alarm. Don't whatever. Get out of bed. Go get your shit done. At the end, it'll pay off. Like, it's time for men to be men again. And we're losing it. Like, we're losing generation. That's why we're here. This is what we're doing. We're trying to hopefully save something, you know? Like, it's time, bro. It's time for men to be men again. And I'm sick and tired of seeing all these little boys on the internet. And you go out and I see all these little boys in school and they, you know, at the gym, these little pussy ass boys, super insecure. Like, dude, like, what are you doing, bro? Be a man. And I don't know, it just pisses me off. I
And
can't stand it.
and the fact that so many people are like that makes it that much easier for you to stick out and be more successful than all of these people because your competition is nothing.
You have, you usually stand out already.
There's no competition.
Yep.
I feel like our generation is going to be so weak that people like us or people that you could be watching, or maybe that you already are. I don't know who's watching. I hope a lot of people are watching.
You're trying to be whatever.
Exactly. There's no world where people like us wouldn't stick out. People who have good discipline, like know when to put their head down, are smart, know how to think, know how to speak, know how to debate, know how to stick up for yourself. I mean, all that. There's no world where someone like that would not stick out and would not be successful compared to all these bums, I guess, for lack of a better word.
These little boys, these children is what you are. You are not a man. As much as you think you're a man and you have these big biceps, you're not a freaking man.
And you're over 18.
Oh, dude, you're an adult. Shut up, bro. You're nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Insecurity, dude. That's going to be a good topic when we talk about insecurity.
Yeah.
There's nothing men are more these days than insecure, and it freaking reeks more than anything.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's fixable.
It is. It's all everything that we'll ever talk about. All these problems, they're all compatible. You just got to know how. And
otherwise, we wouldn't talk about them.
yeah,
If there's no fix, what's the point of wasting our time?
Waste of our time. But dude, you can get disciplined. Let's brief it, and then we'll end it here. Let's brief discipline.
Yeah.
Like, what's first step someone can take? I say go to the gym, read your Bible, grow that relationship with God. Those are the small steps that can put your foot in the door to the huge room of discipline.
Wake up early.
Wake up early.
You don't want to do it.
Sleep schedule. Because wake up early, but go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Put your phone down. Get off TikTok. Stop Snapchatting people. Like, I promise that shit does not matter. In 20 years from now, where you're going to look back and be like, man, why'd I go to bed early? I could have Snapchatted this girl. I could have been watching more TikToks. You're not. It's not going to matter.
No chance.
Even a week later, you're not even going to be thinking that.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter.
It's all a waste of time.
So go to bed earlier. Wake up earlier. Start your day earlier. Just by waking up earlier, you're already aside from other people because everyone else is asleep.
Yeah.
You have 2-3 hours that everyone else is
awake.
asleep, and you've had 2-3 hours in a day where you've gone to the gym, you've done whatever you need to do. So
it puts you so far ahead. That's why I'm saying it's a great first step.
Absolutely.
That and the gym. I mean, two very good first and second steps.
That's like an internal thing you can do, and like the first thing that you can go out and do is go to the gym.
Yeah.
The gym's works wonders in discipline, and then it all grows from there.
Yeah. The gym, you walk in, it might seem a little intimidating at first. Everybody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you.
No one cares, dude. No one. You think, oh, dude, I'm small. These guys are big.
Yeah.
Dude, they were there once too.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't come out big, right?
Yeah.
They worked their way there. They know what it's like. So
yeah.
Some people might judge, but dude, who cares? They're a bunch
who
of
gives a fuck?
Losers anyways.
Insecure.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, that, and to go along with what I was saying, the bed feels real comfortable in the morning.
Yeah, it does. You know who's whispering in your ear, telling you,
just go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep, dude. What's 20 more minutes gonna do?
You probably need the sleep anyway.
Yeah, dude, you're tired. It's an hour. Who's telling you that? Who's whispering in your ear?
Yeah.
It ain't God, I'll tell you that. If it ain't God, who is it? You figure that one out yourself. But don't listen to that voice. That voice is the bitch voice in there.
Bitch voice. Yeah, bitch voice.
That's a whole nother.
Shout out,
That's
Dad.
a whole nother podcast too.
Yeah, for
whole
sure.
other topic idea. Oh, we got good things cooking. Please keep watching. Share with your friends. You see this, bro? Like, people who need this. Share it to them.
Yeah.
Encourage people.
Seriously.
But that's another start to leadership. It's encouragement. Like, start telling people, hey, look, dude. Like, you could be doing this better. First step, small step to leadership. Not first, but small step to leadership.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you got anything else?
No, man.
Hell yeah. Well, that concludes our podcast today. We very much appreciate you tuning in, as always. Make sure to like it. No, I'm just kidding.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Say we're going to be... I don't even know.
Fuck all that shit. Anyways, we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Absolutely.
And we hope you have a great rest of your day.